Hey, welcome back. We're going to run over this next lesson, which is about the math of business, math about acquisition models and how to make it all work very well for you. I know this is going to be a very mathy kind of feel like you're in school again, kind of course here, kind of running through all this, but follow with it because it's actually really fun to play out because this is how you start to understand kind of how you're going to play out your business and kind of what you're going to be looking for as you launch a business. Or, for instance, if you're already running ads right now, you could use this calculator as a way to figure out, hey, how am I doing or how much better it could be. Let's look at everything top to bottom and I'll lay out each of the metrics here and kind of what they're all doing. So we're playing a Facebook lead form campaign funnel that we're running right now. So that will just mean that the form is on Facebook. So the ad will just run very normally. Whenever they click on the link to view more of the ad, it's going to pop up with the lead form that they could fill out. And that's a very easy way to get people into a sales funnel. So you see here, we're going for qualified Facebook leads from this funnel. And they're scheduling calls at the very back of everything, which is we're sending into a landing page that has a scheduling page right under it. Very nice and easy. That lays labels into the scheduling a call. Of course, the show rate. So whenever someone books a call, what's the percentage of people that show up for that call? We're going to lay out the number there too. What's the closing rate that we're seeing from this offer right now from the sales team? This is always fluctuating. This is also a call funnel, so you play it differently each way. You can see the amount of closes they have per day. What's the cost per product? What's the revenue that's coming through? And also what's the ROAS, of course. So let's play this out as a business owner. I'm saying that we're spending $100 a day. I'm going to actually say that we actually are not doing as well. We're going to say we're getting one lead coming in per day. See how much that changes everything? So the ad spend is $100. Our cost per lead is $100, which means our qualified, we're seeing a 50% qualification rate from our funnel right now. So the Facebook lead is 1. So that means we're qualifying with a 0.5, scheduling calls with a 0.25. And then cost per call would be $400 for there. If we have a show up rate of 50%, that means the people showing up would be that number there. Again, it's all kind of hypothetical. Let's do this actually. So what I'm actually do is make this even bigger than what it actually is now, just to make sure it's a little bit easier to see these numbers play out. So I'm spending $10,000 a day, which means I would be making 100 Facebook leads. And now let's play this out. I'm spending $100,000 a day. Our cost per lead is $100, which means we get 100 people coming through. 50% of the people coming through are qualified, and 50% of those qualified people schedule calls, which means a cost per call $400. Our show up rate is 50, which means 12 and a half people get through. Closing rate is 20%, which means we close 2.5 people per day. Cost per product is $10,000, which means we make $25,000 per day, or ROAS at 2.5. Of course, the numbers don't exactly kind of line up exactly because it is averages for this, but you start to get the point here. How different could this have been? Let's say, for instance, you come to the marketing department, or you even look at this and you say, well, how much easier would it be if we just lower down our cost per lead here? So what if we instead get 125 people coming through per day? What would that change? Okay, instead of 2.5 ROAS, we're looking at 3.125 ROAS, a revenue of almost 5,000, almost $6,000 more in your pocket every single day. Means 3 closes per day. Let's play this out even more. Let's say, for instance, instead you want to look at the show up rate and say, hey, this is kind of low. What would happen if we were to increase this? Maybe we implement this new text sequence before even coming through here. What can we do here? Which bits gets up to 75%? What would that do? That would bring us to a 4x ROAS, a revenue of 46,000, and a cost per lead is staying the same. It's perfectly laying out exactly what's going on here. Because our cost per product is the same, but the closes have come up now. Even with our closing rate, that's always something that can be improved too. A closing rate of 20% is not really the best. So like a 40 would be very good here, and up to 9x ROAS. 9x is probably not even typical, but there are some of those cases. So look at all these numbers when you lay them out. Lay out every single number in your business. Let's do a whole entire one right now, or I'll blow this out together. I'm going to make this 4. Let's actually lower this down here. And I'm going to make this out for just a normal sales funnel. So I have my metrics here. So I have my ad spend. Let's just label this out as $100 coming through per day that I'm spending on these ads. I don't need a cost per lead because we're going to send them directly to the funnel from there. Let's even get rid of this one too. Get rid of this one. We can actually get rid of almost everything inside of here except for the close and cost per product. Perfect. And now let's label the cost per product as, let's say, $10 coming through per day. So of course we're looking for at least 10 closes a day coming through here. So now let's play around with these numbers. So the closes from this will come from a checkout page. This checkout page conversion rate also. We could also label it out, make it a little bit easier to understand that number here. So looking at checkout page views. Perfect. Now we're going to go up to our landing page conversion rate. So if we LPV conversion. Again, it's landing page views. This is going to be landing page views. So I'm working in reverse here. That's the only way really to do this. From our landing page, that means we have our ads. So that means the amount of clicks we're getting per day. And then let's just play a number here. Let's play our cost per click. How much is it costing us per click each day? So say, for instance, we spend $100, and let's say we get 50 clicks each day. So that will mean that we're spending at least $2 coming through each day for just a click. Not too bad. That's pretty normal. So we get 50 people to click on our ads. That means we get 50 people that also land on our landing page. Sometimes this doesn't play out exactly. Sometimes there's balances and it could be like 48 or something like that. That's why I always conclude it just in case you have it. Let's say we're converting at like a 40% conversion rate on this funnel here on this landing page. So whenever you send people to a place, it just tells about the offer, what else is included inside of it, how nice it is. I can break that all down, which means we're getting 19.2 people coming through here. And let's say, for instance, this is converting at a 20% conversion rate. And now we'll start to play out our numbers here, which means how many closes are we getting per day? We're getting 3 closes per day with a cost per product of that. Getting $38. And now we are in the red by that percentage right there. So you can see kind of how these metrics all play out for you, and of course how you could optimize this. You look at all of your numbers and you say, okay, this landing page is pretty okay. A 40% is pretty good, but of course this checkout page does not look great. How about a 40% there instead? Okay, we're starting to get better here. Let's try one more thing and try to optimize this just a little bit more. Let's bring this up to a 50% conversion rate. Perfect. Okay, and then last thing we're trying to focus on is maybe bringing back down this cost per click. Maybe instead of 50, we're getting 60 people coming through. My numbers broke. Oh, it's too far away from here. So it's like a 56 then from that. Okay, now we're at break even. Now here's where, if you watch my last lesson, you'll kind of understand this, which is, okay, we're breaking even. That means we're getting leads into our business for pretty much free right now. So what else can we do with them? Well, let's bring them into the LTV sequence. Let's try to optimize from there. But of course you want to do this too. What if instead of our cost per product of being $10, you just up that up just a little bit? Surge pricing. Okay, 168% ROAS, which is a 1.6x, 68x ROAS. But you kind of start to understand that lower ticket is a lot more moving parts and kind of how to optimize from there. So you'll probably see, maybe we could bring this up to a 50 and that can be like a highly optimized. Maybe the last thing I'd probably say to this, like bringing this landing page up to like a 65 would probably be pretty good, honestly, at high spends, which means you're like a 2.73x. And then all of a sudden, let's say you bring them into an LTV sequence after the cost per product. So instead of a cost per product being this, you'll probably bring some like closes and the percentage of closes that take the upsell from inside of there too. Let's say like 50% of people take that inside of there. So 50% of these, this, how much is that? It's 9.1. Let's say the upsell price is just like $25. So let's add that inside of there too. So we'll times this one together. So that's $280 extra. So let's add that on top of everything. 228. Perfect. Now I get that we have a 5x business right from there. But you start to understand where attention goes inside your business. How else would you know without doing this? It doesn't really make sense because a lot of people run blindly and they think, okay, I'm going to optimize everything, but also I'm running ads, but nothing's working for me right now. I don't understand why. And then they break down the numbers and are like, okay, wow, my show up rate is actually like 5%. How can you run a business with a 5% show up rate? ROAS are bleeding through the roof. Even with how good everything else is doing, you're bleeding really badly from this. And then all of a sudden you start to optimize and say, oh crap, this one thing I've been missing for so long here can all of a sudden just be improved just by focusing on this one thing. And that's the whole entire game here. That's the biggest thing I want to optimize or show you all from this point on is kind of how to do so. So I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.